I awakened with a start, and I was completely lucid. I was fully aware of what had happened, but in immense shock that I was alive. Looked out the window, and I saw flames everywhere, and everyone was unconscious in front of me. And I closed my eyes, and I braced for one large thrust to get out of the plane. And I believe I blacked out at this point. And then a few moments later, everything changed very, very quickly. I looked into the cabin and I watched the pilot, and I saw his hand shaking as he was clutching those gears, and very white-knuckled. I was then focusing on what I say to my family, my husband, my children, and what I leave to them in the inevitable outcome that I wasn't going to be with them. And the next thing I knew, we were heading straight down, and all I could see was green grass. And I closed my eyes and was ready to die.
Look up to the right, and there's this airplane coming in low and slow, and all of a sudden it starts to bank, nose down, dive for the ground, and there was a woman lying there on the steps. And at that point, looked at it, went, okay, going in.
That same moment, I felt hands of people that I later understood to be Simon, and then others that supported him, to carry me out of the plane. They were willing to risk themselves to pull me out. And my sheer panic emotion immediately switched to amazement and awe. It was just the most amazing feeling to be spared. And they put me into the ambulance, and I asked, where are we going? And they said, to VGH.
There's 24/7 availability of an on-site trauma team so that each patient had a dedicated team.
I know what a great hospital VGH was, and I had every confidence in their ability to take care of me and to give me the treatments that I was going to need.
We're lucky enough that all the level of care are cutting edge here.
This is where you really want to have a hospital, have the right people, have the right facilities, have the equipment, have the capacity. You want to have the team capable of handling emergency experience.
We triggered our disaster response, which we call Code Orange. Essentially, that involves activating our Emergency Operations Center.
There were a lot of people around, so a lot of people, happy and ready to help and, very keen to do something.
As a result, we had a very rapid and rich response to the Code Orange.
After I went through my various diagnoses, I found myself in the ICU burns ward. And I have to say that was a great place for me to wake up to. There was fabulous, attentive staff that were so concerned for me. I was scared. I was uncertain if I had use of my legs. I wasn't sure if I was going to survive. And Dave was so humanizing throughout the whole process.
When you care for this patient, we could obviously see that all of them had some sort of distress towards what happened that day.
And when he walked into the room, we both burst out crying, and I can't think about that day without just getting really emotional. Where I could realize that I was suffering from post-traumatic stress was not until 6 to 8 months afterwards. I'm a CEO of a medical device company. Nobody wants to have a CEO with post-traumatic stress or mental health disorders. My response was to suck it up and become what I thought was strong, and I would bury those feelings. But that bearing of feelings was exactly the start of that slippery slope into, depression and anxiety. And that issue was something that I'm still dealing with today. I'm much stronger and I'm much better off, but it is still something that I have to work through because of the stigma. And mental health is really one of those last major, untapped into areas of human need. No one wants to be the poster child of mental health.
When people having some issue with physical challenge, everybody knows. It's obvious. However, if a person have a mental health issue, you walk alone.
And I felt very ashamed of myself because here I was so fortunate to be able to live, and then I was so disconnected and I felt so unattached to the world.
I was completely shut down. Luckily, we have at that time a 4-year-old son, and basically I couldn't even deal with him at all, sorry.
You can't describe the intensity of emotion. It's a very high and a major low and everything in between. And it's life-altering. You can't go through such a powerful experience without having your life changed.
At least once in a lifetime, there's a chance that we are having some of emotional difficulty, or we know someone in our family member having emotional difficulty.
I'm a perfectly average person that has experienced a perfectly, extraordinary experience that could happen to anybody. Life happens. A car crash, an airplane, a divorce, a loss of job, and things get triggered. Alcoholism and drug addiction or athletic addiction is often a way that masks people's traumatic stress that they're dealing with. Having a facility for mental health and dedicated by a very generous family and putting their name on this building validates what society still needs to do, which is openly recognize that mental health is every bit as important as physical health. This is why we make these donations. We need to support this hospital so that when you have these crises and you have these needs, that it's there for you and your family when you really need them.
Don't feel like anybody else. Anxiety's been killing me, so I'm isolating myself. My lead lungs don't let me sleep at night. I'm not sure what my problem is, I'm so sick of the fight. I'm not okay, but I'll be fine. I'm not okay, but I'm alright. The sky is falling on top of me, the the sky is falling. As far as I can see, the sky is falling on top of me. Yeah, the sky keeps falling down on me. I'm sure a lot of you already know how it feels to reach and reach and never really grow. I just wish we could learn to let it go. Be the change you wanna see and let the world know. I'm not okay, but I'll be fine. I'm not okay, but I'm alright. The sky is falling on top of me. The sky is falling. As far as I can see, the sky is falling on top of me. Yeah, the sky keeps falling down on me. If I should fall beneath this weight pressed upon my shoulder blades, I forgive you. If I should die beneath this weight pressed upon my shoulder blades, I forgive myself. The sky is falling on top of me. The sky is falling. As far as I can see, the sky is falling on top of me. Yeah, the sky keeps falling down on me. Yeah, the sky keeps falling down on me. Yeah, the sky keeps falling down on me.